On the outside, the Swift sports a sleek and modern design. Suzuki have introduced a new Horizon design line that wraps around the vehicle, creating a sense of motion. Rounded shoulder lines give it a sporty edge, while the iconic Suzuki badge proudly sits at the front of the bonnet. Lower headlight positions and L-shaped daytime running lights not only enhance visibility, but also add a touch of sophistication. And check out those clear rear tailgate lights.
A LISTNR production.
Good morning, it's Andrew Shell with you. Well, it turned into the day authorities feared in Victoria's west yesterday, with heat, wind and dry lightning contributing to some major fires which are still burning this morning. Crews are fighting blazes in the Grampians and to the northwest in the Little Desert National Park with emergency warnings in place, while Gippsland saw a couple of fires reach advice level early yesterday evening. With that warm weather set to continue for the foreseeable future, we're still being warned to take care and report any unattended fires as soon as possible. New Monash Uni analysis of road crashes throughout Victoria between 2010 and 2019 has revealed some shocking data. Methamphetamines, the most common illicit drug found in injured and killed drivers and motorcyclists in that period, with 16.8% of drivers and motorcyclists testing positive for one or more drugs.
And in fact, in motorcyclists, we found that there was a larger percentage of motorcyclists who were positive for cannabis and also methamphetamine as compared with those who were driving. And of course, if you sustain an injury as a motorcyclist, you're less likely to survive that crash or certainly have significant injuries.
That's report co-author Dimitri Gerostomoulos. Making other news today, a man has died after an all-terrain vehicle rolled at a farm north of Wangaratta on Sunday morning. New data has revealed that 12 people around Victoria are having to go to the ED every week due to DIY accidents. And could be a stressful few days for kids across regional Victoria as they start the return to the classroom for 2025. So, parents are being asked to keep an eye on them and help them if they need it. Triple P International Country Director Carol Markey-Dadds has this advice.
Particularly if you're in regional areas and you do need to catch the bus or travel long distance to school, preparing for that and allowing for that extra time in the morning, thinking about what they can be doing on the bus ride or the car ride. Are there children that they can be connecting with and encouraging some good relationships and bonding?
Meantime, with school zones coming back into force this morning and into tomorrow, authorities are asking everyone to stick to the speed limits.
Communities in Western Victoria remain under watch and act alerts this morning as blazes continue to burn. Around 60 vehicles are working to contain a fire in the Little Desert National Park near Dimboola, with crews from as far away as Bendigo, Malmesbury, Denali and Newstead among those assisting, while 2 more fires are still burning in the Grampians. Residents across the district are being warned that smoke may be visible. There's a lot of regional Victorians that don't know about renewable energy, according to new data. A report by the Climate Council has found most aren't aware almost 40% of Australia's total electricity supply already comes from renewable sources like wind and solar. Andrew Bray from Pro Renewables Action Group Realliance believes local energy hubs may help in that regard.
Recent research by the Climate Council found that more than 80% of people want more information about how our energy system is changing. Local energy hubs would deliver the much needed information that communities are telling us that they need. When we speak with communities about this idea, the immediate response is that it's a no-brainer.
Groups across Sunraysia are condemning an act of vandalism at Mildura's War Memorial. Red paint was smeared across the cenotaph and a statue of a veteran in Henderson Park, including what appears to be images of a boomerang and the Aboriginal flag. Mallee District Aboriginal Services has told the Sunraysia Daily it does not condone acts of vandalism, while the Mildura RSL has described the act as senseless and ignorant. And briefly, Bendigo Health has welcomed the first of more than 120 graduate nurses into the organisation for 2025. Public schools across regional Victoria are still struggling to fill teaching positions as a new school year gets underway this week, with more than 300 roles still vacant around the state. That figure is down on last year's numbers though, when more than 1,200 jobs were available at the start of Term 1. After being confirmed as the National Party's candidate back in July, now Andrew Lefleen has officially launched his federal election campaign for the seat of Bendigo. Federal leader of the Nats, David Littleproud, was in the city yesterday to help with the launch. Asked what he'd like to see a federal government do for the region, Lefleen said,
I'm a common sense sort of guy. As it being in business, I'm accountable. I'm accountable to my region. I'll be accountable to everyone. I'll be transparent. But the main thing is we bring some common sense back.
If you're struggling to pay your land tax bill, you're not alone. New data from Spring Street shows over 1/3 of property taxes in Victoria are more than 12 months overdue. State member for Mildura, Jade Benham, says we're already paying the highest property taxes in the nation.
As the state's net debt is forecast to reach a record $187.8 billion by 27-28, and interest repayments are expected to exceed $1 million an hour. That figure is absolutely mind-boggling.
And briefly, Vodafone's mobile phone coverage will expand across regional Victoria today after signing a deal with rival telco Optus. Sunraysia is among the regions to benefit. It'll see its number of reception sites increase from 1 to 13. The mercury is set to soar across regional Victoria over the coming days, reaching the high 30s in Bendigo and 40 plus in Mildura. Ambulance Victoria is warning those temperatures can be deadly, with Emergency Management Director Dale Armstrong telling us there are some simple things to do to beat the heat.
The first thing is stay hydrated by drinking water regularly throughout the day. And if you're drinking alcohol, drink responsibly and think about having water in between drinks. Take care around water. Keep cool by using air conditioning fans wherever possible. And if you don't have access, go to areas, if you can, where there is air conditioning or fans available.
Charges have been laid in the wake of a building fire in Sunraysia. It occurred at a unit on Mildura's 10th Street around lunchtime yesterday, with FRV and CFA crews extinguishing the flames within half an hour. Police say a 43-year-old man was arrested in relation to the incident about 1:45 p.m. The amount of solar energy being generated in Victoria hit a record high last year. That's according to the latest quarterly report from the energy market operator, which also says the amount of energy generated by Victoria's coal-fired power stations reached an all-time low. And Central Victoria is celebrating the Lunar New Year this weekend. The Bendigo Chinese Association will hold its annual festival at the Dai Gum San Chinese Precinct tomorrow from 4 to 8 p.m. to welcome the Year of the Snake. President Doug Lagoon says there'll be lots to see and do.
There's about a dozen food trucks throughout the afternoon, which will be supplying patrons throughout the day. And there's some activities for children. I think there's colouring in and some drum making as well.
In basketball, the Bendigo Spirit are back in Geelong tonight as they look to continue their winning streak with 3 rounds in the WNBL season to go. Bendigo are, of course, on top of the ladder and have already secured their place in finals. Bendigo cricket product Todd Murphy only needed to sit and watch yesterday as Australia put on 330 runs in day 1 of their test against Sri Lanka at Galle. The Echuca-born spinner is yet to bat or bowl, but may well get his chance when the second day of competition gets underway at 3:30 p.m. our time. In basketball, Sunday sees the ladder-leading Bendigo Spirit back on their home court as they welcome the Southside Flyers. Their latest WNBL clash comes after Bendigo recorded a 21-point win against Geelong on Wednesday evening.
Unleash your vehicle's power beyond limits. Discover our exclusive range of Yuasa automotive batteries, engineered for unparalleled reliability and performance to power your journey like never before. Battery World. Power your passion.